Hi all, right, back with some more Conflict of Heroes, and this is going to be a take two, solo mission part 4, Partisans take 2, because the first one was a terrible mess of blunders and things just going wrong, and yeah, probably the most amount of errors that I think I've made in any playthrough, I feel. And it just goes to show that this game does have its, it's not that easy a game to play and get right. So that's what I like. I like challenging solo games. That's my favourite. Heavy solo war games is kind of where I'm at. I notice I keep seeing videos. Not a war game, I don't think, but that Mr. President's just come out, isn't it? Heavy solo game. Most people seem to be raving about it. Did read a bit, there's an awful lot of dice rolling, so, mind you, quite a lot of dice rolling in this game, to be honest, but I don't know, I'll see. I might look into that one. Anyway, it's not a war game. I prefer the war game side of it when it comes to the heavy solo stuff. Okay, so we made a complete mess of the last one, so I'm going to redo this again, hopefully get things a bit better, and hopefully make a better job. We lost terribly, okay, maybe spoilers there if you're watching this. Well, you shouldn't really be watching this. Will be marked take 2. What I will do is put a wee comment in the header just before I upload this part, I think, just to say to anybody that, look, I've started a take 2 of this. I did complete it, but it was kind of riddled with errors. Right, I'd rather not go through all this again though, which is a bit of a shame. So if you do come to this one, what I can say is maybe you can see all that. We can give a little bit of an update. They start on 1 victory point, we start on 6 caps. There's the mission track, there's the stuff. Our German forces start off map and they come on from the south map edge. I'll show you that in a minute. These all start in an rumoured enemy cup. 2 rifles, 1 SMG and a no enemy counter. They start with 4 rumoured enemies on the map, and this MMG Maxim machine gun, which has got a wee note there saying may never move into 0 DM hex. Our flamethrower does not have a our Pioneer does not have a flamethrower. That's what it says there. And the Pioneer only comes on with a special event here on the mission track here. So he's not considered part of our reinforcements to start with. There's the map setup, there's the rumoured enemy, there's the Maxim machine gun. They've got a control hex here. This is the hex that scores the points. Whoever controls this, whenever the mission track reaches that, and that, so 5 available points there for each time it hits there, whatever that is. If it's the red star, then the Soviets get it. If it's a black cross, then we would be getting it. But we need to take that hex, so that's quite an important challenge for us. There's another rumoured enemy down there. Trucks could come on the board. They'll enter on here or here. I think that's where our Pioneers enter. These other symbols are relevant to control hexes. We did end up with them all the last time. So it says there, any AI or player occupation of this hex removes this German control marker. If this control marker is removed via Soviet AI occupation, then place the German control marker on K10 if objective placement conditions are met. Here's the objective placement. I won't go through them. I think as long as there's no line of sight from one of my machine guns to here, it goes there. And I've got to remember, as soon as both my machine guns come on the map, if these conditions are met, then there's a control marker placed. Is it here or here? See? Yeah. Well, DO2. If both German light machine guns are on the map, neither has line of sight to hex CO3, which is C. And if no unit is within 4 hexes of DO2, then we would place the German control marker there. After the last attempt, and I don't want to keep going back to that, but I suppose I'm going to sort of cast my mind back to that, because I've only just finished it, so it's fresh-ish in my mind, even though it was riddled with errors. The control markers popping up didn't seem to hinder us, so whether it hindered them a little bit, so it might be an idea of a good thing for them to come up. I don't know. I couldn't quite work that one out. I'm sure some of you out there will have some better idea of how that all works, and maybe they're thematically, maybe there's just some story in it, or I don't know. It did seem to keep them off or back a little bit, because then they concentrate on the control markers quite often rather than our units. Some special rules there for placing the RE and the supply trucks. Placing the RE, we use this. We'll get to that. So I'd rather not go through it all. And there is a wee story. I did read it first off, but you can pause and read the wee introduction if you want, and some of the other stuff. That's why I thought I'd open up with that sort of view, so if anybody wants to pause and have a look at it, rather than me going through it again. Okay, there is our map. Now our cards are all shuffled up. We do get one action card, which will draw now, and we get one every round after that. So here is our first one. Right, here's me comparing already. Don't keep doing that, Grant. Anyway, let's not then. Battlefield Confusion, marker spent. So it cost me 2 caps or APs, and mark an enemy unit as spent. I suppose the bit of confusion was that as if you're using the 2 APs, what unit do you use it on? And I think with this one, you can use it on any unit that's obviously not spent, and then do a 2 AP spent check cost on him, and then mark any one of your enemies spent. We did come across an archive. Was it a rally attempt? Which, if you were using the 2 APs, had to be used on the unit that we're rallying, but that one's slightly different. So there. Okay, so we can get started. This our initiative. There's our off-map units. 2 light machine guns, 2 rifles. Machine guns are much better, much stronger. That's a Pioneers, but we don't get access to that until it hits it on the track. Right, let's get the show on the road then. Right, no blunders, Grant. Oh, nervous now, thinking I've got to do that. I mean, to be honest, all the time I was playing the game, I never felt like I was making the mistakes that I was making, but I know we can all make mistakes, but it just seemed horrible. Anyway, okay, let's just take it a wee bit slower. Because, this game can get quite frantic. It can kind of move along. But every so often, there'll be bits that will stump you a little bit. And, and there's still some questions out there regarding some moves. Oris moves furthest from, closest to. Some things out there to catch you out. But, okay, we can start by... Well, we need to get our guys on the map. So, I'm going to put this guy in here, I think, behind these. I think I started the last time there, but I think I'll put him in there. Now, again, we're playing 2nd edition rules. You'll notice in 3rd edition rules, there'll be no spent check for this. However, we are playing 2nd edition rules, which, in my mind, when they brought out that 3rd edition, they probably should have reviewed this and errated the fact that you don't spend on this as well. But this is a solo game so there is a difference. So maybe they've left that in. Maybe it is a bit something that it still needs to be in the solo version of the game. However, if you're playing the solo game with the 3rd edition rules, you wouldn't have to take the spent check. So that's kind of like not right, is it? However, I'm going to take a spent check because that's how we're playing it. Okay, so check on a 1, and we get a 5, so all is good. Right, okay. And that went better than the last time, anyway, shall we say. Right, come on, guys. You can't keep comparing that to your... Just get it right by the rules. Don't make any blunders. Right, over at the AI. And just before we go there, remember the RE... if they're in an open hex, that one's in an open hex. If at any time we have a line of sight on that, then we reveal it. We draw a rumoured enemy from the cup and place it there. Obviously, if you've got a unit adjacent to it as well, that triggers it. And then if it decides to make some kind of fire attempt, then you would have to reveal it as well. But it needs to be in a 0 DM hex. For instance, this guy's in cover, so he's not fussed by it. Right, draw a card for the AI. If AI plus units less than or equal to 4, track moves by 1. No. There's much more than 4. The RE count for this. Our reinforcements off the map count for this. I assume the Pioneers does not count for that. Because because we looked that up before. It is not going to come on this turn. It might come on this turn, to be honest, if the track moved really quick, but we can't sort of guarantee it. On saying that, these reinforcements don't necessarily need to ride this turn either. I don't think we need to have them coming on board, but it's probably something that would be a bit daft not to do, I think, in this scenario, but maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Right, anyway, so the track's not moving. I'm not going to zoom in on the card. I'm pretty sure it can be read okay. Again, if somebody's having difficulty with that, let me know and I can zoom in a little bit every so often. It just makes it slightly easier for me. I will try and maybe zoom in on some of the counters if they're far away, but to be honest, it's a one mapper this, so it should be fine. And that way I can just bring my dice tray in quickly and roll the dice, and then we don't really need to be doing much zooming about. Okay, so there's no... now, well, you're bound to watch if you're watching Solo Mission 4, you're bound to watch one of the missions. I'm not going to go through, just because I'm redoing this mission, I'm not going to start teaching you spelling out the rules of how to play it. I'm just playing the game. I'll mention some things, but... Right, so there's no close combat, there's no short range. Counter actions, we will have... The counter actions are... The AI with no unit within 3 hexes, closest to a German control hex, low risk move to odds. So that's going to happen. So let's just break that down again and remind myself. The AI with no unit within 3 hexes, closest to a German control hex. There's a German control hex. There's the AI that's closest to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, a no-brainer. So he's closest to it, and he does not have a unit within 3 hexes of him. So he is going to low risk move towards this German control hex. So yeah, well, you can get closer by moving in either one of these hexes. None of them are going to be in a fire zone. Not one of them's cover over the other. So it's really a random choice between the two. That's right, and none of them in a fire zone. No, we'll put this guy here. He's behind the white woods here, so we can't see him. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just roll this off camera. I've rolled a 5, so he's going to move into the hex there, closer to this control marker. And that'll be that. So that is a move of a 1, so he's going to check on a 1. Now remember, now he is in the open, so if we did... Ooh, that's interesting actually. I think if we place a unit there... Well, let's do a spent check on that. It was just a 1 for his movement. So let's check on a 1. We draw a 3, so he's okay. Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm pretty sure if I bring a reinforcement on there, I'll have line of sight on him. And it would be nice just to know what he is. Let's check though. You know what, it might cross here. It's one of these ones where you need a steady hand again. Let me move him to the right. So... yeah, it does. It does cross HO6. Is it HO6? Yeah. It does. It's not IO6, I think. Just crosses that corner, so that wouldn't work. And that one wouldn't. Oh, hang on. No, that one. This one will work though, because that goes right up the spine of the hexes, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So, and the fact that this is blocking line of sight, however, this is not, and it goes through the spine of it, you get to count that as clear. So, in actual fact, placing a unit here would give me line of sight on that unit. And the other thing is, I would be able to have a shot at him as well, if he turned out to be something. So I'm going to place, because these have a range of 9, the 2 machine guns. So if I place him in there, he would be in my line of sight. He would be in my fire zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He would be in range. Shall we do that? Now, by putting the second machine gun on board, it is going to spawn this other control marker, but I didn't see a problem with that. What it might mean is this unit here comes down to it, I suppose, rather than heading up that way. So, yeah, it means they maybe come around our flank. I suppose that's something. Yeah, I did remember that there was a couple of units ended up coming down this way and did cause a bit of trouble. So yeah, I can see that now. I think I want to take advantage of that though, because as soon as he then moves into that hex there, I'm going to say that we're then not going to have line of sight on him. Whereas if I put this guy here now, we're going to be able to find out what he is right away. I mean, there's 3 possible units or no enemy. So, but if it is one of the units, I would then possibly next turn be able to have a shot at it. Be a long shot, be a 4 against a 12 or something, but that's not that bad. We do have 6 caps as well. Right, okay, I'm going to place this unit here, and we're going to check on a 1. So hopefully it doesn't get spent. It's a 6, good. Right, and then with that, like I've said, this unit is in a 0 DM hex, and if I turn that the right way, he is in our line of sight. Yeah, because it is right up. It's right up the line of the spine of the hexes, and although it crosses that one and that one, these 2 hexes are clear. So yeah, so I'm going to draw out the Rumoured Enemy Cup and see what we get. Right, that is something. It's just a normal rifle, so he's going to face. It doesn't really matter, does it? No, I'll just have him facing that way. He's got us both anyway, so, and then that Rumoured Enemy goes away. So he has a range of 5. Like I say, we could take a shot at him. It would indeed be a 4 against a 12 right now. It is over to them, it's their turn, but it would be an option at a long shot, and maybe might do that. However, this guy might now move into there, possibly. Well, let's find out what he does, Grant. So, back to the... Hang on, give me a sec. Right, okay, so back to the... draw a card. Plus units less than or equal to 4. Not again. That's a very similar card, isn't it? In fact, the last card was... Oh, no, it wasn't. Anyway, it's a very similar card. Because no short range, but we do have counter action. So, yet again, he is the closest AI... with no unit within 3 hexes of him, closest to this German control hex. Oh, stop. Already said by putting these 2 on the board, we were going to spawn this other. Yeah, almost, well, I caught in time, I think. Just looking down here at the special instructions, the AI objective placements, just zoom in there, it says AI objectives can be placed at the beginning of any AI turn. So, in actual fact, we're just starting the AI turn, so I did do it right, almost. But I don't see the point. You would just do it right away. I don't see the need to wait. Once during the mission, for each condition listed below, place German control markers as AI objectives in the following hexes. Right, I won't read that one, because that one's not applied yet. But, I think I read it already. That's this one here. DO2, if both German LMGs are on the map, now we've just put the second LMG on the map, and neither has line of sight to hex C03, which is here, and I can tell you that none of them do have line of sight, because these... I could have just showed you on the little map there, couldn't I? You can see that these light woods are in the way. CO3 is here. So we've not got line of sight to there. And also there was another part of the condition which was and if no unit is within 4 hexes of hex DO2. Oh, actually. 1, 2, 3. It's because we placed them this time. That's not going to apply this time then. Because this unit is within 1, 2, 3, 4 of that. So it's kind of easy to stop that from happening then. So yeah, well maybe these being placed are more beneficial to me then, because you can see that maybe that's all been worked out. I've deliberately placed him there so I have line of sight on that hex there in particular, and that's now stopping this from happening, isn't it? So this is only a one-off as well. Both German light machine guns are on the map, and neither has line of sight to hex 03. Oh no, that's not true. This could still trigger. It's just it can't at the moment because the LMGs are on the map. Neither has line of sight to hex C03. No. However, there is a unit within 4 hexes of hex D02. So that means it's not going to place it. However, as soon as that LMG moves away, then we need to come back and review this. So we need to watch that at the beginning of the AI's turn. Yeah, that's another one waiting to be forgotten about, isn't it? Okay, so there's no control marker getting placed here. So let's carry on then. And the track didn't move. Right, but we're executing counter actions. Yeah. He is the closest to this. So he's wanting to low risk move towards this. So I think he's going to move out of our line of sight now, because this is 1, 2, 3 away. Now you can move into there or there and get 1 hex closer. None of them are beneficial defense wise. However, this one at the moment he's in a fire zone because we have range on him and then a line of sight. So he would be moving into a fire zone there. However, if he moves into there, he's moving out of our fire zone. So as you can see, at the moment we have him in our line of sight. As soon as he moves into that hex there, then both these hex block our line of sight to there. So that's where he's going to move into. And yeah, that's what I was kind of worried about. So now I've not got the shot on him. I suppose we did find out who he was. That was the only thing. And he will do a check on a 1 because that's all it cost him to move there. And he draws a 2, so he's fine. Okay, so now back over to us. Right, so what do we do now then? Yeah, it's kind of carefully been worked out, this, I think. I mean, the way it works, you can see they're going to work their way down. There must be quite a lot of cards we execute counter actions, I think. However, so I mean, next time if this guy moves towards us, if it was low risk as well, again he wouldn't move into the fire zone, so he'd move into there. And then you've got the one that's brought up a little bit of talk about would he actually move into there. And yeah, I've come to the conclusion now as well that I would do it. I don't feel great about it because it just feels, something feels a bit off about it, moving from a non-fire zone into one, even if you are moving at a DM hex. I just wish it was written clear in the rules. But anyway, yes, we have gone on about that long enough, Grant, but no doubt you'll still keep going on about it. Okay, so, well, it's us. What do we do? So even moving in, I can move this guy up, so if he eventually gets in here, then we're having a shot on him. But once he's in there, he's got a defense of 14. We're firing with a 4 against a 14, so it's a 10 to hit, you know. It's not the best. But I suppose we do want to try and get moved up a bit. We do eventually want to see if we can make some effort at getting that control hex. So yeah, I'll move this guy up 1. If I move this guy up, then they're going to spawn that control hex. I'm not sure if I really want that. No, I don't think I want things coming. This guy coming down here, which he might well do. Then on saying that, well, no, because this guy's always going to be closer to this, so he's not going to move until he reaches that, and then that moves somewhere else. Well, it comes off and another one spawns up there. Oh, let's just move into a position where we're a bit better cover, and we do have line of sight on that control hex, so if he does get in there, then even though it's a 10 to roll, we could still take the shot on. 2 caps makes it an 8. It's not impossible. And we'll probably move this guy up. Probably up towards the woods there more. And we've got our rifles to come on yet as well. So this guy moving in there, it's just light wood, so a check on a 1. We draw a 3, so all is good. Was zoomed out, yeah. Right, so back to them. And again, this won't trigger because we're still 1, 2, 3, 4. We're still within 4 of that. So that won't spawn that control marker. FAI plus unit, that's the same card again, isn't it? Well, it's not, but the 3 AI cards we've gone, it's all been FAI plus units is less than or equal to 4, and then it's had the counter actions on it. So counter actions again. So same again, this guy wants the low risk move towards that, because he's the closest. And like I've already said, this would be moving into a fire zone, this would not, and it would be getting closer. So that is the hex that he moves into. It's pretty straightforward up to now. I don't think there's been any issues with our low risk moving up to now. So again, that's just a check on a 1. Come on, get him spent. 3. Okay. Right, back to us again. If I move into that hex, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's still keeping that there, isn't it? Yeah, I think I'm just going to move that guy up into there. And do a check on a 1. We get a 5. All is good. Right, okay, back to them again. Draw a card. Okay, command order card this time. Everybody's fresh anyway for the AI. That's not going to do any spent checks this time. Again, no execute counter actions. So we've had 4 actions and this guy's moves right down, and now he's going to move into control hex. Of course, and this is the one where I slightly feel a wee bit more uncomfortable about, because he is moving from a non-fire zone into a fire zone, but that's the only hex he can move in to get closer. It is a DM hex, it is a defense modified hex +2, so this is where everybody seems to think, everybody reads it as it's okay to do it, because without going too far into it again, if it's not in a fire zone, it'll move into another non-fire zone hex if it can. This is why my argument was, can't it not move into here? And then it's not moving closer, but yeah, it's moving into cover. I still feel quite strongly about that one. However, because it's not moving closer, the guys seem to believe that then you should move on to the next one if you can. And it'll say we'll move into a fire zone that has a defense modifier, and this is such a thing. So we're going to stick by that. We've done it the last time, we're going to do it again. You won't be checking. That would cost an extra 1 AP to move into there. Now this comes off, so now we look at this, and this is for this one. So K10, if the AI moved on and removed the control marker on hex H07, which is where we just moved on to, and no German light machine gun has line of sight and is in normal range of hex K13, which is the one up here, isn't it? B, yeah. K11, where is K13? So way up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No. To be honest, I might have, no, I don't think I've got line of sight, and I'm one hex short anyway, range wise. So we do not have line of sight in normal range on hex K13. So there is going to be a control marker placed on K10 here. So that is up behind the woods here, that's in there. So that one comes away when they move over it. There's not any change in anything else. It's not any victory point change or anything like that. So that's now becomes a mission objectives for the Soviets. So anytime it says mission objective or German control hex, then that is obviously one of them. And remember, this guy moved in there on a command card, so he doesn't need to check. Okay, back to us. Well, now we do have this option to take the shot on, maybe. I think I'd quite like to, actually. And spend a couple of caps. We've got 6. Here's a thought. Maybe I should have done that. Why didn't I think about that? Why didn't I think about using that and marking that guy spent? Maybe to stop him from all that shenanigans. Because it's quite a strong hex, that, you know. Well, you didn't. I mean, I could do it now, but yeah. Right, I think I'm going to take the shot. So, because they only cost 2 to carry out the fire action as well, which is quite good. So he's got a range of 9. That's fine. His attack rating's 4. He's got a line of sight on this. So it's 4 against 12, which is his frontal defense. However, he's in +2 defense modified heavy woods. So it's 4 against 14. So it would require a 10 on the dice. However, I'm going to jump across here and spend 2 caps, which I'm allowed to do. Up to 2 caps. So it takes it down to us requiring an 8 for a hit here. So here we go. Let's have some nice hot dice. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Well, 12 would have been perfect, but we'll take 8. So we get a hit. That's right, wasn't it? We rolled 8 against 8 and 4. Well, 8 and 4 is 12, plus the 2 caps is 14, which is exactly what he is, 14, because he's in the heavy woods. Right, we draw a damage counter and keep it face down. And that is us. Right, so we check on a 2 to see if we are spent. And we draw a 4, so good. Right, that's not a bad start. Well, I mean, this guy got down there quite quick, but everything else on our side went reasonably well. Right, back over to them. Yeah, let's draw a card. Right, so command order card. Well, they've nothing spent again. However, again, it means it's a free action for them. Doesn't cost a minute to do it. So nothing up close. Oh, well, there you go. He's going to attempt to rally. Hit AI closest to a unit rally. He's going to get it on a command order card as well. Yuck. So hit AI closest to a unit. He has a hit AI. It doesn't matter how close he is. He's only hit AI. So he is going to attempt to rally. And we see what we get. Stunned as well. Look, he wasn't firing. He wasn't moving. Right, so he's going to rally on a 7. However, he's in a defense modified hex, so he's going to get a +1 to that the die roll. So he needs a 6 or better to remove that. And like I say, it's a command order card, so he's not even going to be spent on this. Well, hopefully he can roll poorly here. So he needs a 6 or better to rally. Oh, and he gets it spot on. Okay. Well, fair enough. So that comes back off, back into the cup. This goes away, doesn't need a spent check, and there we're back at square one. Okay, so do we try it again? See, if it was a normal card there, I would just better chance it would have been spent, and then I would have maybe tried to move up close. It was spent, but I don't want to move up. Yeah, I'm going to take this on again. We've got 4 caps left. Well, what are they for? To be honest, yeah, I'm going to take the shot on again. So 4 plus the 2 caps is 6 against 14. So we need an 8 again. Let's spend my 2 caps. I've only got 2 left. Need an 8. Come on. Let's us down this time. Yeah, it's a tough even rolling an 8. It's not the easiest. Right, so we've got to check on a 2 to see if we are spent. Ooh, we get away with that one. Right, so back over at them. Draw a card. Right, green card. There's nothing up close. Unhit AI, closest to a fresh unit just acted. Fire even if long range +1 caps. Well, there we go. So he is an unhit AI. This is a unit that just acted. He's in range. He's got him in line of sight. He is the only unit that can be fired upon. Well, he's the only unit that just acted, and he can fire on him, Grant. So 1, 2, 3, 4. His range is okay. His range is 5. He's within that. He's going to fire even if long range, and he's going to get +1 caps. So it's 3 plus the 1 caps is 4 against our defence of 12 +1 in the Lightwoods for 13. So 4 against 13, that's a 9 he requires. 4 against 13. Now that was the caps, yeah. So he needs a 9. I had to re-look at that one. 8, yeah, just short. Right, now's our chance, because this was a green card, so he's going to have to check on a 4 to see if he's spent. So we might be able to start doing something. Nah, he draws a 6. Would you believe it? That was our chance, eh? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That hex is still going to be on 4 of that as well. I'm going to not fire yet, because I'd like to tempt him into having that shot again. Because if he doesn't get 1 caps, he's firing, needing a 10, and he'll still take that shot on. It's only when he gets to an 11 he stops. So I'm going to instead move this guy up into here behind. Remember, this is a nice wee Lightwoods hex, because it stops the line of sight from that machine gun, which has a range of 9 as well. So I'm going to move that guy out of there. We do a check on a 1. Oh, and we get a 1. That had to happen at some point, I suppose. Okay, so back to them. They draw. Right, track's going to move at last. So it's just 1. So we're going to place an RE. So the instructions there are special rules. Place RE. When the mission marker advances, place RE. Add a no enemy counter on the rumoured enemy cup. So I will do that. And place a rumoured enemy will be placed 2 hexes away from an existing RE that is closest to a unit. And then we roll 1d6 to find out where it goes. So the RE that's closest to a unit is probably this one, isn't it? Well, let's move that card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So this is the one that's closest to a unit. So we're going to roll a d6 and see what we get. Oops. Roll the 5. So it's going to go there. Right, well, it can't go there. It's meant to go 2 hexes that way, which is kind of rubbish, isn't it? Should I re-roll that one? I think I should, because at least if I get a 4, I can go 1, 2, or if I get a 6, I can go 1, 2. So let's not count a 5. Let's re-roll that, because I'm not sure where I would put that. A 1, right, that might be better. Right, so 1's northeast from there. So he's going to go 1, 2 hexes into there. So that's where he would be placed. Which I'll tell you what's good, because we're going to get him. We're going to have a look at him. Well, you'll see in a minute. But if he was, if the hex was already AI or unit occupied, or if there's better cover within 1 hex away the new RE should be placed, and place a new RE into the adjacent hex. There's not any cover within that. And just looking back on that, yeah, the fact it was a 5, I couldn't really have done anything about that, could I? I could only have placed them maybe there, I suppose, but it's meant to be 2 hexes away. So I think that needed a reroll. I think the last game, I want to say I rolled a 6, which would have been 2 hexes that way, and ended up putting them in there, which I thought was fair. I don't know what else you can do, but rolling the 5 there, I think that's one that you need to re-roll. Okay, so we'll go with that, and yeah, that's it, and that's all that happens with that. And like I say, before we carry on with the action here, This has line of sight to this hex. And it's a 0 DM hex. So yeah, it goes right up the spine there. This is a 0 DM hex. He's got line of sight. So we will find out what this is. So I'll go into the Rumoured Enemy Cup. And this is all just happening through the advancement on the mission track. So they've not done anything yet. Alright, there you go. So it is a no enemy. Remember, there's one new just went in the cup. There was already one in the cup. So that comes away after going out, which is fine. We now look back at the card. So nothing up close. We've got counteractions again. AI with no unit and 3 hexes closest to a German control hex will risk move towards. Well, this time, this guy's moved as far as he can. He's got control hexes away. New control hexes here. This guy's closer to it. He's not within 3 of a unit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so he can move in here or here. Again, there's not better defence for them both. Neither of them are going to be in a fire zone, so I'll randomise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just do that off camera. I rolled the 2. So we move in here. He's out in the open, but we do not have line of sight on him, so we can't reveal him. We do a check on a 1 to see if he's spent. And we get a 6. So he's okay. Right, back to us. What are we at? 41 minutes. Yeah, I can do a little bit more. Just worried. I'm looking outside at the weather. It looks like it's maybe going to rain again. I might have to just take my chances and bring it in now because it keeps raining. Okay, so what do we do? Do we bring a rifle on or do we have a shot? We still have 2 caps. I'd quite like to just tease that guy into maybe having a shot again, so I think I will bring a rifle in. Now, this situation, 1, 2, 3, 4, remember, he's still within 4 of this hex, so that control hex thing's not going to happen there. Yeah, I think I'll bring one up that side and then one up that side, maybe. I don't want to go too close. I don't want to come out here because that machine gun will get a shot at us. So you kind of want to stick to the woods here. And then, you know, with the hope that maybe end up in there. I don't think that's still not in line of sight of the machine gun. And then you've got a good shot of that guy. I think this guy's going to wander down to here though. So, yeah, I'm going to come on here, I think, and then maybe just come up this side a little bit. So I'll come on here with this rifle for 1, we check on a 1, it's a 4, so all good. Over at the AI, reshuffle deck after action. Right, I got caught out with that once before, so I'm just going to pick the deck up and put it on top there just as a reminder. I know I'll need to do a spent check first, but as I go and do that, I'll then be ready to shuffle just after it. So, yeah, we're getting counteractions again, aren't we? So nothing up close, counteractions again. He's the closest to the control hex. So, and he moved from there down, didn't he? So now, to get closer, this is his only hex, isn't it? Yeah. But it's okay, he moves down there, he's still not moving into a fire zone. Remember, because it is a low risk move, that's fine. So he's going to check on a 1, and I will put them on top. I'll check for the 1, and then we'll shuffle this deck. Draws a 6, right, and I will shuffle the order deck. Right, I decided to go and rescue my washing. Just as well, good timing, it's just started another big heavy shower. So, okay, so we shuffled up the deck. I think that was them finished their action, wasn't it? Was it this guy came down a little bit again? It's back to us, isn't it? It will be, because if the deck shuffled up, Grant, that must have been a reshuffle action, and that can only be done on the AI's turn, because we only draw cards for spent checks. Right. So, yeah, well, again, I'm just going to leave this open, I think. I'm going to move this unit up, and I'm not really sure what my plan is. I do have that Battlefield Confusion. Do I want to... No, that's fine. That's fine. I'll move that up, so checking on 1. We get a 3, so all is good. Back over to them. Nothing up close. Right, highest firepower AI closest to a unit that just acted. I don't think enemy's got a line of sight on him. He does not. No, nobody's got a line of sight on him. He was the unit that just acted, so can't do that. Hit AI, there is none. Highest firepower AI, furthest from the lowest defensive value unit. Fire even if long range, +1 caps. Right, well, the only thing that can be... no, that's not true. This unit can be fired upon at long range. However, as we're looking for highest firepower AI, we consider these last. This guy does have a shot on this guy again. That is the only... Yeah, that's the only one that's got a shot. Apart from that, but remember, looking for highest firepower, they're considered last. So he takes a shot on. Furthest from lowest defensive value unit. Well, he can only fire at this. It's not any other options. It's not long range, but he will add a caps. So it's going to be I want to say it's a 9 again, isn't it? So 3 + 1's 4 against 13. So we're wanting this guy spent though, so that's why we left that there. But however, we don't really see a 9 here, so he needs a 9 for a hit. He does not get it. Good. Right, hopefully we can get this guy spent this time. So we'll check on a 4 for him. And we draw a 1. Good. Nice one to draw as well, because we don't want to draw a 1. So he is now spent. However, we've not got this guy anymore to make the move, have we? So we either get bold and move our machine gun up, or carry on with this infantry, rifle infantry unit. Because as soon as we move into the open, if he gets a command order card, then we're risking things. Tell you what though, if we did get right up to there, we'd get a look at that guy as well. However, maybe this guy could do that, because this guy's in the open as well. Yeah, I think I'll just leave this guy here, and I'll keep moving this infantry, the rifle unit up. So move him up there, checking on 1. We get a 5, so okay. Over to them, and there you go, there's a command order card. However, it's going to execute counter actions again. So, because there's nothing up close. Counter actions. He is the nearest to German control hex, and he's not got a unit within 3, so he's going to low risk move towards this. He can only move into that hex to get closer, and that is not in a fire zone, so he's going to do that. So he moves into there, and we check. No, we don't check him on a 1, because this is a blue card, command order card. Back to us. So now he's sneaked in a bit, so we're not going to get a look at him. And he's eventually... Oh, actually... No, if we moved into... Well, if we moved into that hex, would we see him? No, we wouldn't see him until we moved into the control hex. We might see that guy, though. But do we want that? Do we care? Well, no, if we move into here, we can see that guy, Grant. So I'm going to move into there. And just to confirm, he's in the 0 DMX up there. We do have a line of sight on him. So we will get to see that guy. Now, there is another no enemy counter in the cup though, so... Part of me feels like I'd like this to be the no enemy and disappear. And then that control mark is still there and they're still heading towards that. But... yeah, I'm not going to get a line of sight on them. Hi all. I'm just waiting a little bit there. Every time I've cut the video and kept that part on the on the phone and then started again using this app, the volume comes in really low for some reason. I've no idea why that is, so I was kind of just pausing there before I started speaking because I've noticed that a few times. Because I had to go and pause there and I wasn't sure where I was. So it was my turn. We're talking about moving this guy, and I'm talking about maybe spot him instead of him. But I think we'll just move into there, check on a 1, and then we'll have him in our line of sight and be able to, and he's in an open hex. And we'll get a look at him. So check on a 1. We get a 4, that's good. We're going to reveal this because he has an open hex and we've got line of sight. And it's another no enemy. However, that means that the other 2 are going to be units, I think. I think that was only, well, until we hit another one on the track. Yeah, I'm not so sure that was good or not. Well, I don't know. Gets out of the way, I suppose. Right, we've done our check, so it's back to them. I think it was at 40 odd minutes, so, and that was quite a big pause I had, which kind of soaked up the time that I had. So I'm kind of going to have to scoot, I think. I could have done another 10 minutes of this just to finish it off as a part, but I suppose it can be a small part. I didn't really go on about much at the beginning, not too much anyway, so it's been pretty much gameplay. Right, I'll have a couple more shots anyway, so it's back to the AI. Well, I always like to finish on an AI turn, so let's see what they get this time. Counter-actions again. There must be lots of the cards with counter-actions there. Of course, once that control marker goes away, then counter-actions are not going to apply until another control marker pops up. But again, we're covering this hex here by this guy to stop this other one coming up. So, okay, so yeah, there's no up close stuff. So he is going to move into this hex. It is going to be a low-risk move, because he's staying in cover. Well, he's not in cover, but he's that's the only hex that can get closer to this, obviously, and he's not in. Ooh, no, he's not Grant. You can see that clearly hits that. It's covered by that, so he's hiding behind that white woods. So that'll be a check and a 1. That control marker just goes away, nothing else happens. And we check that guy on a 1. Now, he is in a clear hex still, but we've not got line of sight on him, so yeah, so checking a 1 there. And we get a 4, so I was wondering what I was looking at there. We got a 4, so he's fine. Yeah, back to us. We'll have one more shot, I think, and then I'll maybe just have to call it a day and go to work in the morning, so that'll be that. But I didn't think I would get a little bit done today, so I was able to in the end. So I think I want to push on towards this guy. So I dare say we should just move up and just stay up into the white woods here. Keep moving up. I'm not sure if I want to end up here though and exposed, but right. So we'll go in there, check on a 1. We get a 2, so all good. Back to them. Okay, track's going to move, I think. AI plus units less than or equal to 16. Track will move twice. So pretty sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7. Oh no, sorry, we've got to count this as well. So that's 8. However, that is less than or equal to 16 Grant. So it's going to move twice. Oh, nothing's going to happen because it's going to jump past this into there. Don't know if that's good or not for us. Placing the RE and then it's a no enemy marker. I suppose it's less worry about what's what, I suppose, so it keeps that out of the way. So this does nothing, this one. And remember, because this is not yellow, we don't carry that event out. Right, so back to the card. Right, nothing up close. Fresh AI less than fresh units. Well, we have 1, 2, this is his as well. So 1, 2, 3. We're 3 as well. 1, 2, and then the 1, 3. And remember, we we can't count that. Yeah, no, we can't count that. That's I know. Yeah, we can count these, but we don't count that. In fact, do we count that for that, or is it just the mission track? I think we still count this as a fresh AI, but maybe not. Maybe that's just when you're counting for the unit AI plus units. Oh well, whatever. That will still mean that yeah, if we weren't counting that, they'd have 3 and we'd have 2. I'm pretty sure we do count that. So that's not going to happen. So hit AI, there is none. Right, can anybody fire? Well, this guy's spent. He cannot fire on anybody. Neither can this because, again, there's light woods. However, this guy... it's not a long range fire, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's one short because they only fire at range 5 while they're RE. So it's not long range, so there's no fire that can happen. So largest group of mobile AIs closest to a mission objective or unit. Right, it's no mission objectives at the moment. Largest group of mobile AIs closest to a unit move towards. It's not a low risk. Now, this is not a mobile AI, just as a reminder, not that he would move out in the open anyway, because he's got a cost at 2. So our largest group is going to be 1, because there's nothing joined up with anybody. So closest to a unit, well, we've only got this guy or this guy, so he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away, 4, 5, 6 away. So it's going to be this guy. So he's the largest group of mobile AIs that's closest to a unit, and he's going to move towards, and he's just going to move into this cover, isn't he? So he moves into this cover. Now it is in a fire zone. Remember, this is just a normal move towards, so there's not any of that issue. He's clearly going to move into the cover. We do now have him in line of sight, and we could actually fire upon him. However, we're not going to reveal him because he's in a +1 DM hex. He will check on a 1 to see if he's spent. And we get a 3, so all is good. Right, that's a bit more worrying though. Well, is it? I could still move up into that hex. Now, do you want to do that? Yeah, because he's not in your flank yet. If he was to move any more further this way though, and you were in there, he would be. So, I mean, the other option is come down into here and then come across into the heavier woods, but it's moving through the heavy woods costs you an extra AP though, and there's more risky getting spent, so that's a problem there. And from a shot with just 2 against 14, that's rubbish. So I do need to get up close. Yeah, I think I'm going to take my chances and come across here actually. I don't know if that's silly or not. Because I could move up here, and then the next move could be into there, and then well, to be honest, we're having a shot of 5 against 14. We do have 2 caps left still. It's better across here though, eh? Yeah, I'm going to move across. So I'm going to move into there for 1. We do a check on a 1, and I get a 2. See, these are the ones I don't want for next time when I move into these woods. Okay, so back to him. I said we were going to call it. What are we at? Another 9 minutes. Yeah, I think I should. I'm going to do one more AI action, then I'm going to have to call it for the night, I think. Right, we got a command order, so he might fire upon us. And there's no counter actions this time. Well, it wouldn't matter. There's no German. Funny that it doesn't come up now when there's no German control markers left, eh? Okay. So this is going to be a free actions command order, nothing up close. There's no hit AI. AI in 0 DM hex closest to a target. Low risk move towards cover closest to target. This would be the last one of the night, wouldn't it? Okay, so an AI that's in a 0 DM hex first, right? This guy is not. This guy is not. This guy is not. And you know what? Neither's this guy. So you're getting away with it, Grant. We have no AI that's in a 0DM hex. So we're going to skip that instruction without being bothered about what the rest says. An unhit AI furthest from a target or a smooth to ours. Now this is a one. Hopefully I've not done it again. I had to correct myself a few times from that in the first attempt at this, because the definition of target is mission objective or unit. And I'm just starting to panic there, thinking, have we blundered that again? I want to say no, but you know what? I'm not going to know until I watch it back, I think. Hopefully not. Hopefully it triggered with me there when I read target. However, it didn't. See, when I read that one, I didn't read that as target. I did read it as unit. But at this time, there's no mission objectives on the map anyway, because all the control markers are away. But my worry is that I might have missed one already. Well, I'll just need to look back and fingers crossed we have kind of considered that, or when it came up I would have considered it if it had came up. And then right, anyway, unhit AI furthest from a target. Right, all the AI are unhit. And remember there's a blue card, so we can be considered in this unit as well. Furthest from a target, low risk, move towards. Okay, well, they're all unhit, so we've got 4 options. This guy can't move towards because he would have to move into one of these, well, probably this hex, or one of these hexes, and he can't move into a 0DM hex. So that's ruled out. Now, the other 3, we're looking for furthest from a target. So, furthest from their closest target. So, this unit here is furthest from his closest target is just 2 hexes. So, he's probably not going to be the one. Well, he's not going to be the one. This guy's closest target that he's furthest from is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that beats that already. However, this guy is going to be the AI, because he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 6 hexes from his closest target. So he is the unhit AI that is furthest from a target. And remember, a target can be a unit or a mission objective. Right, and that's what I was starting to stutter there about and panic. So he wants the low risk move towards him. Now he's in a fire zone. He's in a DM hex, but he is in a fire zone. So yeah, he's in a fire zone. Like I say, I always feel that this is slightly a bit easier. It's just the other one that's the problem. So he'll move into a non-fire zone hex. Well, he cannot. Actually, I lie. No, hang on. Is he in a fire zone, Grant? No, he's not, because this guy's facing that way. He's in our flank. So, yeah, he's not in our fire zone. Okay, so let's look at that one. So he'll move into another non-fire zone hex, which is fine. He could move into this or this. He'd prefer this, but is this getting closer? So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. If he moves in there, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. Yeah, so there or there, well, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? He just moves into here. That's getting 1 hex closer. It's also moving into cover. And it's good. And it's not in the fire zone because... wait a minute. It could be in this guy's fire zone. Never thought of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. Hang on then. We need to backtrack again. Because that does look like line of sight there. Yeah, I mean, there's no issues there, is there? So, although this is his target, he is in this guy's fire zone. So we do need to look at that. So, if the AI is in a fire zone, the AI will move into a non-fire zone hex. Maybe. Is that? No, it's okay, I think. It's one of the ones that I think just hit the corner, but not. Keep a steady hand. Yeah, it's one of the ones that just hit the very junction of the hex. So moving into there would still be in a fire zone. However, it would be moving one hex closer to this, and it would be still in a yeah. Okay, well, I'll move into a non-fire zone hex. It cannot do that without going backwards, and it won't do that. It'll move into a fire zone hex that is the same or higher DM as the AI starting hex DM. Well, it can't do that either. So this could be interesting because this is a +2. It would be moving into a +1, which is less than. So we can't do that. So 3, it will move towards the target's flank. Well, it's already in the target's flank. If the AI cannot move closer and the hex is the same or higher D, that one just throws me completely, and I just want to look for the player aid when I read that one. The player aid, I think, reads it out slightly better. What is it? It'll move towards the target's flank if the AI cannot move closer. And then the last one is, we'll pivot towards a flanking unit if the AI cannot move. Well, he's in his flank. That is moving closer, and it's one. Well, I'd like your opinion on that one, I think. Can he carry this out? Again, my guess is Hal's view on this is he's still moving one hex closer. Well, what I've just read out though is he can't find a non-fire zone hex. He can't find a same or higher DM as a starting hex DM. So he can't do 1, he can't do 2. 3 is a mishmash, honestly. We'll move towards the target's flank. Well, he's already flanking the target. So, but it then talks about there, we'll move towards the target's flank if the AI cannot move closer and the hex is the same or higher DM. Right, hang on. Yeah, that number 3 just... It's combining... I think it's combining 1 and 2, isn't it? And turning any 3. Yeah, we'll move towards the target's flank because if it cannot move closer and the hex is the same or higher DM or not in a fire zone. But why is it say if it cannot move closer? Because it can move closer here. It was me saying that if it's in a fire zone, it's easier to deal with. Well, there's a situation that has me a little bit struggling. Because I wouldn't think that was a correct move. Because that to me is not a right move. He's moving closer, but he's moving into a 0 DM hex from a 2, which kind of makes that the same because he's moving from a 2 to a 1. However, he is moving one hex closer. So, do we just look at the movement hierarchy and... But if I could get my head around that step 3 there, I wonder if the wording... I know I said I would do this, but... Well, hang on. Let me see the original solo rules. Right, wait till I pause just now. No, the old rules don't take any of that into account. You know, I'll move into a non-fire zone if it's in 1. Or I'll move into the same or higher DM. Well, remember, we can't do that here. We can't move into the same or higher DM. So I was just wondering if the 3rd edition solo rules... But like I've said, if you look at them and compare them to the ones that I'm looking at, there's not an awful lot of difference. I want to say that the first page or two has maybe got some information that's different. Let's see, low risk move. Yeah, it's exactly the same. I think I looked at that before. So let's try and get my head around that. Number 3. We'll move towards the target's flank if the AI cannot move closer. Why is that bit there? If the AI cannot move closer and the hex is the same or higher DM or in a fire zone. That is just that is a mess to me. That does not make me understand that at all. If I look at the player aid, number 3, it simplifies it by quite a bit, but it still adds it says we'll move towards the target's flank if the AI cannot move closer. That is not helping me at all. I mean, yeah, we know he can move closer, he can move in there, but that's not legal to what I've just read. He's already in the target's flank. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm going to leave this one here like that as well. I did run out of time about 10 minutes ago, so and there's a chance I might not get back to play. No, that's not true. I probably will get time tomorrow for a little bit. And I'm not... Oh, sorry. It's a tripod again. I don't think I'm likely to watch through all the footage and get this uploaded to you to maybe let you have a look. So it could be a case of taking a picture of this and possibly posting it and asking for thoughts on this one. Yeah, okay. I'll maybe do that then. Right, I'm going to... yeah, that's me for the night, so that'll be that. And I think this is well over an hour anyway. So I'll hopefully be back tomorrow, and I'll try and get as much of this uploaded. And if I don't get the chance to record again before I get this uploaded, then please let me know your thoughts on how this one should work. Maybe it's a case of we can't make the move with that guy this time, and we need to look elsewhere. Okay, right, I'll be back tomorrow maybe. I'll be back when I'm back. Okay, cheers.